Happiness is a skill. Train your mind like an expert. Happiness is not something you find. It is something you train. Everyone wants to be happy, but very few people know what happiness really is. Most people believe happiness is a feeling. They think happiness comes and goes. Good day means happy. Bad day means unhappy. This belief sounds normal, but it is also dangerous. When happiness depends on feelings, life controls your peace. When happiness depends on events, you lose power. Life changes every day. Weather changes, people change, plans break, problems appear without warning. If happiness depends on life being easy, happiness will never last. This is why many people feel tired inside, even when life looks fine from the outside. They have money, they have friends, they have comfort, but inside they feel empty. They keep asking the same question, why am I not happy yet? The answer is simple. Happiness is not something you wait for. Happiness is something you train, just like a muscle, just like a language, just like a skill. You do not wake up strong one day. You train your body again and again. You do not wake up fluent in English. You practice every day. Happiness works the same way. Happiness is a skill, not a mood. A mood comes and goes. A skill stays with you. A mood depends on energy. A skill depends on practice. A mood disappears when life is hard. A skill supports you when life is hard. This is the biggest secret most people never learn. Happy people are not lucky. They are trained. They trained their mind to respond calmly. They trained their thoughts to slow down. They trained their inner voice to guide, not attack. They did not wait for happiness to arrive. They built it step by step, slowly, quietly, daily. This is why happiness can stay, even during stress, even during loss, even during uncertainty. Why chasing happiness makes you unhappy. From childhood, many people learn the wrong lesson. They are told, be happy when you succeed, be happy when you win, be happy when life improves. So the mind learns to chase. First, chase good grades, then chase money, then chase success, then chase approval. Happiness is always in the future. The problem is simple. The future never arrives. When one goal is reached, another appears. When one problem ends, another begins. So happiness keeps moving, always one step ahead. This creates a tired mind. A chasing mind never rests. A chasing mind never feels enough. Even during success, it feels pressure. Even during rest, it feels guilt. This is not happiness. This is survival mode. Real happiness begins when chasing ends. Not when problems disappear, but when resistance disappears. Choosing happiness is not ignoring reality. Some people misunderstand happiness. They think happiness means smiling all the time. They think happiness means pretending everything is fine. This is not true. Real happiness does not deny pain. It does not escape difficulty. Real happiness stays calm inside pain. It looks at reality clearly, without panic, without drama. A trained mind says, "This is hard, but I can handle it." This sentence alone changes everything. Pain is part of life. Suffering is optional. Pain comes from events. Suffering comes from uncontrolled thoughts. When the mind reacts without training, suffering grows. When the mind pauses, suffering shrinks. That pause is a skill, and skills can be trained. The power of the pause. Most people react instantly. Something goes wrong. They complain. They panic. They replay the problem again and again. The mind becomes loud. The body becomes tense. A trained mind does something different. It pauses. The pause is small but powerful. In that pause, the mind creates space. Space between event and reaction. Space between problem and emotion. Inside that space, calm appears. Not because the problem disappeared, but because the mind slowed down. This is where happiness begins. Not in comfort, but in control. The pause is not natural. It is practiced. You practice it when life is easy, so it appears when life is hard. Training the mind starts with awareness. You cannot train what you do not see. The first step is awareness. Not changing thoughts, not fighting thoughts, just noticing them. When anger appears, notice it. When fear appears, notice it. When doubt appears, notice it. Do not judge, do not suppress. Simply observe. Like watching clouds move across the sky. When thoughts are seen clearly, they lose power. You stop becoming the thought. You start observing the thought. This changes your position. You are no longer inside the storm. You are watching the storm. This distance creates calm. Calm is the foundation of happiness. The inner question that builds strength. An untrained mind asks, "Why is this happening to me?" This question creates victim thinking. A trained mind asks, "What can this teach me?" This question creates growth. The event does not change, the experience changes. The first question weakens the mind, the second strengthens it. This shift takes practice. At first, it feels unnatural. Later, it becomes automatic. This is how skills work. Happiness is built, not found. Many people search for happiness outside, in places, in people, in achievements. They believe something is missing. But happiness is not missing. It is untrained. A mind without training reacts to everything. A trained mind responds wisely. This is the difference. You do not need a perfect life. You need a trained mind. With a trained mind, small problems feel lighter. Big problems feel manageable. This is not magic. This is practice. Day by day, choice by choice. The first discipline of happiness. The first discipline is simple. Slow down your reaction. Not every thought deserves belief. Not every emotion deserves action. Pause. Breathe. Observe. This is the beginning of mastery. Mastery over your mind. When the mind becomes calmer, happiness becomes stable. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady. Quiet happiness lasts longer. Part 2. Choose happiness. Win the mind before life wins you. Happiness does not arrive by accident. It arrives by choice. This choice is not made once. It is made again and again. Every day, every moment. Many people wait for happiness. They wait for better conditions. They wait for less stress. They wait for life to improve. But life never becomes perfect. There is always something missing. There is always something broken. There is always another challenge. Waiting for perfect conditions delays peace. Choosing happiness means living fully where you are, not where you hope to be someday. Choice is power. You cannot choose every situation, but you can choose your response. This is real power. A calm response in a hard moment is not weakness, it is strength. Anger feels strong, but calm is stronger. Panic feels urgent, but clarity lasts longer. Each time you choose patience over anger, you train your mind. Each time you choose clarity over fear, you build inner balance. Happiness grows inside these choices. Small choices, quiet choices. Most people think happiness is loud. Big moments, big wins. But real happiness grows silently. Stop fighting reality. Much suffering comes from resistance. The mind says, this should not be happening. This is unfair. This is wrong. Reality does not listen. The fight continues inside the mind. Energy drains. Peace disappears. Acceptance changes everything. Acceptance does not mean liking the situation. It means seeing it clearly. When you stop fighting reality, the mind becomes lighter. Energy returns. That energy can now be used for growth. Complaining uses energy. Acceptance frees energy. This is why acceptance feels powerful. Happiness is lost in the mind first. Before life becomes heavy, the mind becomes heavy. Before failure appears outside, doubt appears inside. Thoughts speak quietly, all day, every day. Some thoughts guide, some thoughts attack. If negative thoughts are not questioned, they become beliefs. Beliefs shape actions. Actions shape life. This is why winning the mind matters. You do not need to control every thought. That is impossible. You need to choose which thoughts to follow. Question the thought. A trained mind asks a simple question. Is this thought true? Fear often feels real, but it is often imagination. The mind creates stories, worst-case scenarios. When these stories are believed, suffering grows. When they are questioned, they weaken. You do not argue with the thought. You observe it. Calm observation removes power. This is mental strength. Speak to yourself like a leader. Many people speak harshly to themselves. They say things they would never say to others. You always fail. You are not good enough. You are too slow. This inner voice shapes confidence. A harsh voice creates fear. A guiding voice creates strength. A trained mind speaks differently. It says, I am learning. I am improving. This is difficult, but possible. This is not lying. This is leadership. Leaders guide. They do not attack. When you lead your inner voice, happiness grows naturally. Comparison steals peace quietly. Comparison feels normal, but it is dangerous. The mind looks sideways. It measures life against others. Someone is richer. Someone is faster. Someone looks happier. The mind feels behind. What the mind forgets is simple. You are comparing your full life to someone else's highlight. Their struggles are hidden. Their doubts are private. Comparison turns growth into competition. Instead of asking, am I improving? The mind asks, am I better than them? This question creates anxiety. Return focus inward. Every life has a different pace. Every path has a different start. Your job is not to match others. Your job is to grow. Progress should be personal. Learning one new skill, becoming calmer, thinking more clearly. These are real wins, even if no one sees them. When focus returns inward, peace returns. Confidence grows quietly. Measure the right way. The right question is simple. Am I better than yesterday? Not richer, not faster, not more praised, just stronger inside. This question builds motivation without pressure. It creates effort without bitterness. This is how happiness stays steady. Gratitude changes what the mind sees. The mind naturally notices what is missing. This habit once helped survival. Now it blocks peace. Gratitude trains the mind differently. It trains the mind to notice what is present, not perfect, but real. Health, time, effort, small progress. Gratitude is not a feeling. It is a practice, used even on hard days. One good thing noticed in a difficult day weakens negativity. Over time, balance returns. Attention shapes emotion. What the mind focuses on becomes emotional reality. Focus on lack, feel stress. Focus on growth, feel strength. Focus on learning, feel confidence. Happiness follows attention. Train attention wisely. Part 3. Discipline, purpose, a life that builds lasting happiness. Many people believe happiness comes from motivation. They wait to feel inspired. They wait to feel ready. They wait for the right mood. But motivation is unstable. It rises quickly. It disappears just as fast. One good video, one strong emotion, then it fades. Happiness cannot depend on something so weak. Discipline creates stability. Discipline does not depend on feeling, it depends on choice. Discipline means doing what is right even when you do not feel like it. It shows up quietly every day. No excitement, no drama, just consistency. This is how happiness is built, not as a high feeling, but as calm strength. A disciplined mind feels safe because it trusts itself. Self-trust is a deep form of happiness. Small actions create big inner change. Many people avoid discipline because they think it must be extreme. They think discipline means suffering. This is not true. Discipline begins small. Wake up on time. Keep simple promises. Finish what you start. Each small action builds self-respect. When you keep promises to yourself, your inner voice becomes calm. The mind stops arguing. Order replaces chaos. This inner order feels peaceful. Control what you feed the mind. Every day, the mind is fed. Words, images, news, conversations. Most of this happens without awareness, but the mind reacts to information just like the body reacts to food. Too much negativity creates tension. Too much noise creates confusion. A tired mind cannot be happy. Protecting your mind is self-respect. Not everything deserves attention. Choose what enters your inner world. Silence strengthens focus. Learning strengthens clarity. Calm input creates calm output. Learn to be alone without feeling lonely. Many people fear being alone. They think silence means emptiness, so they fill every moment with noise. But loneliness is not caused by being alone. It is caused by feeling incomplete. Being alone is a state. Loneliness is a belief. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you stop depending on others for stability. This creates freedom. Silence becomes a teacher. In silence, you hear your real thoughts, your real desires, your real fears. This awareness builds maturity. A person comfortable alone chooses better relationships, not from fear, but from wholeness. Let go without needing closure. Many people stay stuck in the past. They wait for answers, they wait for apologies, but closure does not always come. Some stories remain unfinished. Waiting for closure keeps the mind trapped. Peace is not an answer. Peace is a decision. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means releasing control. Holding pain does not punish the past. It punishes the present. When you let go, energy returns. The mind becomes free again. Freedom is happiness. Simple living creates a strong mind. Modern life teaches one message: more equals better. More money, more things, more attention. But more often creates restlessness. A simple mind creates clarity. When desires are fewer, focus becomes stronger. A simple mind is not weak, it is calm. Calm creates confidence. Confidence creates peace. Peace creates happiness. Enough is not a limit. Enough is a choice. Purpose beats pleasure. Pleasure feels good quickly, then it disappears. Purpose feels difficult sometimes, but it stays. Pleasure excites the senses. Purpose strengthens the soul. Many people confuse pleasure with happiness, so they chase comfort, entertainment, easy rewards. This creates emptiness. Purpose gives direction. It gives meaning to effort, meaning to struggle. Purpose does not need to be big. Becoming better each day is purpose. Learning is purpose. Helping others is purpose. When life has purpose, happiness follows naturally. Happiness is a direction, not a moment. Happiness is a way of living. It is a trained mind, a disciplined life, a clear purpose. Problems will come, pain will appear, but inner strength remains. A strong mind finds calm in chaos. This is real happiness. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady. Final truth about happiness. Happiness is not waiting for you. It is built by you. Through awareness, through choice, through discipline. Train your mind like an expert, not with force, but with consistency. Every small step matters. A stronger mind builds a happier life. This is not easy, but it is worth it. Happiness is not a destination, it is a way of living. And you can begin today.
If this video inspired you or helped you learn something new, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Motivation to Study English for 30 minutes every day. Your support is the energy that keeps us creating better and more meaningful videos every single day.